11 young lives, viewers, squeezed by the arrogance of power, by the lust for headline grabbing, for self-aggrandizement, viewers, for constantly wanting to project an image for PR. That's what's gone down in the last 24 hours in Bengaluru, viewers. And I want to ask you, viewers, and you think about it, this entire IPL, these teams, they are powered by the fanatic love of the fan. The fans bring in gate money. They bring in viewership. And it is that money that is taken by the BCCI and shared amongst these teams, viewers, amongst these teams. This is a very rich league, viewers, a very, very rich league. It makes millions and millions. I have no problems with the business model. I don't have a problem with IPL. Go make a show, a ridiculous show of the game of cricket. I don't care about that. It doesn't matter to me. But do not take fans for granted. Do not treat them like dirt. Do not ever treat them like dirt. Viewers, these people celebrated. These players, these politicians celebrated. When lives were being squashed in the streets outside, in the lanes outside of Chinnaswamy Stadium. And not one of these players, viewers, not one of these politicians has traveled to this venue unaccompanied by squads of bodyguards. A cordon sanitaire was created for them. But the fans, viewers, they were left to be squashed, to be mashed by apathy. That's what happened. Viewers, none of these players have thought it even necessary to go and see any of those injured in hospital. They packed their bags. They slept in their beautiful 5-star cradles, viewers. They packed their bags the next morning and they headed out to their gilded homes. Not one of them, viewers, has gone to see any of the grieving parents. And there are several. There are 11 of them, viewers. 11 parents, set of parents that are grieving. There are stories of young people who are topping and acing their classes. There are stories of people who are going to course for themselves great careers because they were academically brilliant. All of those lives cut short. Why? Why, viewers, for this drama, for this tamasha that is called the IPL? I have no problem, as I said. Play your sport. Reduce cricket to a money-making machine, no problem. Scam, cheat, do whatever. Doesn't matter to me. The point, viewers, as I said, is that when you know that the entire edifice of the IPL is built on the blinding loyalty of a fan, then you have to ensure that everything you do is geared towards the welfare of the fan, because he makes this game. But viewers, tonight I have to tell you that the fan is the last thing that these people are bothered about. Grinning, smiling, buck passing. Viewers, there are two stories here. One, the organizers. The other, the state, the Sarkar. Blinded by their hatred for Modi and their lust for power, the Congress party has reduced Indian politics to a zero-sum game. It has made it a habit of turning every tragedy into a political point-scoring opportunity. Vulture-like, the Congress leadership lands up at tragedy sites to exploit, viewers, the pain, the suffering. sometimes even completely desecrating the facts. So when stampedes have happened, for example, in BJP-ruled states, the Congress has called for the ouster of the Chief Minister and apologies from Prime Minister Modi. Today that approach is proving to be its biggest challenge. Why? Because ordinary Indians are now expecting the Congress to hold itself to the standards it seeks to hold others to. Principally because it is increasingly becoming apparent from the hard facts, and I always bring you the hard facts, viewers, so you can get closer to the truth, that the Congress government in Karnataka was so busy in chasing the limelight and sharing power ops with RCB players that it betrayed the interest of the fans, of the voting public. And I'll give you the chronology. This is the chronology of negligence, and after that, viewers, I will focus on the RCB. At 7 a.m., the RCB announces a parade from Vidhan Sabha to Chinnaswamy Stadium. Who is the RCB, viewers, to announce a parade without taking into account the logistical challenge? It soon deletes that tweet. The victory parade was scheduled to begin at 3:30 p.m. from the Vidhan Sabha, viewers, to Chinnaswamy Stadium. At 2 p.m., Karnataka Home Minister announces the cancellation of the parade, because the police tell him it's impossible for us to guarantee the safety of the fans. The State Home Minister says arrangements in case parade happens, should be made. At 3 p.m., large crowd starts gathering at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. The road stretch outside Chinnaswamy Stadium gets blocked. At 3:14 p.m., after the Home Minister says we can't do it, RCB confirms a victory parade at 5 p.m. via social media post. Viewers, they go against the advice of even the police. At 4:30 p.m., more people gather, crowds begin to lose control. Entry points become chokeholds leading to a stampede. At 5 p.m., 5:15, from what I'm told, viewers, Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister joins the facilitation at the Chinnaswamy Stadium with the RCB. So, the news has already come that there has been a stampede. But no, sir. He will go to do that, to stand and bask in the glory, viewers, because he knows millions of people are watching and he wants to be associated with the success because it helps him electorally. It burnishes his image. Despite the mounting evidence of lapses and negligence, the Congress is now passing the buck. The police there, and the police there, viewers, is completely out of control. If you criticize the government there, it goes after you. I have suffered. They came to arrest me in my studio. Viewers, they do that to pretty much everyone who's asking questions. So what does the police do, viewers? It goes after the Karnataka State Cricket Association. It goes after RCB, the owners. It names them in the FIR. No problems with that. Good, do it. But viewers, conveniently overlooks the laxity of the state government. The Chief Minister blames the Karnataka cricket body. We didn't organize it. Our duty was to give security, he says. Security? Is this security? Was this securing the welfare of the fans? You leave them to die? And viewers, there could have been a stampede-like situation, let me tell you, even in the metro. Because record number of people, and you know what has happened. Even in Delhi, there have been problems at railway platforms. You know this. Deputy Chief Minister blames RCB fans. We won't blame the police. Crowd was uncontrollable. Viewers, if you're going to invite people, if you're going to tell them there's a big tamasha where we will be on display, come ye all, what do you expect? And then you provide them, viewers, no space. What do you expect? The Home Minister blames the RCB. RCB and KSCA wanted the event. We said we would facilitate it. Yes, that's what they've all said, viewers. Rahul Gandhi, who tweeted nearly twice a day when the Kumbh Mela witnessed a stampede, asking for accountability from Yogi Adityanath, saying, get out of office. You don't deserve to rule. You have let down the people. You have reduced a spiritual event. You have fleeced people. Why is it today that he is silent, viewers? Is it because the Chief Minister in charge is not a BJP member? Worse, the Congress partner in insatiable self-promotion, the franchisee RCB, is also in the dock. It not only ignored the warnings, as is clear from the chronology, but it is now waving money at the kin of the survivors in a bid to appease its conscience. Do you know, viewers, for this tournament, for winning it, it made 20 crores just on the victory. And guess what it is giving? 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs, viewers, to appease its conscience, to wash the sin, to tell the people, oh, we love you. We are concerned about 10 lakhs, viewers, is the price of a life in their eyes. These people, not surprisingly, the kin of the victims have rejected the offer. After all, who can set a price on life? Viewers, listen to this. And it's very, very tragic that I have to play this out. But the only way I can wake up the conscience of these people who have completely buried their ethics, viewers, is by making them hear what they don't want to hear.
ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಹುಡುಗರು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಗ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಣ್ಣ ಅವ್ರ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ ಅವ್ರೆ ನನ್ ಮಗ ಹೋದ್ನಲ್ಲ ನನ್ ಮಗಂಗ್ ಬಂತಾರಪ್ಪ ನನ್ ಮಗ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಯ್ಯ ದುಡ್ಡು ತಣ್ಣ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ನನ್ ಮಗನ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬತ್ತಾರ ಅಣ್ಣ ನನ್ ಮಗನ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬರ್ಲಣ್ಣ ನನ್ ಮಗನ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿ ನನ್ಗೆ ನನ್ ಮಗ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ನನ್ ಮಗ ಬೇಕು ನನ್ಗೆ ನನ್ ಮಗ ಬೇಕು.
Viewers, this is the cry for justice. And tonight, justice must be given. And we are going to bat for it, viewers. We're going to bat for it. Because this can't go on. This IPL charade that lives on money, that is made of the loyalty of fans, this can't be exempt from accountability. Because tomorrow it will be another city, another franchise, it will be another victory celebrated on the whimpers of fans who might find themselves in the same position. Accountability needs to be affixed, and I want to open this up because questions need to be asked, and they need to be pointedly asked. How can the Karnataka government today neatly shift the onus? I want to ask that question. How can they do this? I want to first bring in the citizen's perspective. Smita Prakash, I know that you hail from Karnataka, and I know that Bengaluru is a passionate, cosmopolitan city where they love to celebrate. But this cannot go on. The Bengalurian today is treated like dirt, whether it's the politician, promised things not given. There are potholes that open up and take lives. There are lakes that are frothing with poison. And now the state, the arrogant state, thinks that the public should be restrained enough to behave. What does this tell you?
It's ghastly. You put out the list of events that happened and that led the poor management that led to it. But before that, you were talking about the Bengaluru city. I mean, it's India's tech hub, right? But if you see that city, how it has degenerated. I mean, the tier 2 cities in this country are much better. The infrastructure, the traffic, the chaos, the flooding, the toxic water, garbage, mismanagement, crumbling roads. You talk about anything which can go wrong in Bengaluru and it goes wrong. Nothing is worth the while. And you have this government which has come to power with such a mandate to blame the previous government of corruption and mismanagement, and they come in and they squander away all the goodwill that they had. You list it out and you put that plate that where this woman is saying, I have just one child and I've lost that child.
Yes.
How do you explain this? If you have gone to any cricket match in this country of late, well, I don't know if you have, but you go, I'm not going to list the stadium because the first thing that people will do on the panel or outside will say, oh, Google and see which state is she talking about. I'm not talking about a state. I'm just talking across the country. The toilets don't function. Half an hour after the match begins, the toilets are clogged. Nobody to clean the toilets. There's the food wrappers everywhere, no garbage bins, nothing. And the chaos, you park somewhere, you have to walk long distances and the fans walk it. They charge you money for the tickets, you enter there. They're making huge amounts of money. Can you not give basic infrastructure facilities? Look at the stadia that came out here, right? Even in Delhi. The stadiums that have come up, they're locked up. They open up only when there's a big wedding or a big event, political event, then they're opened up. And even then it is, they keep it in such a bad state. And the listing that you did, poor event management, poor crowd management, delayed communication, they didn't tell them, the confusion. Is there going to be a rally? Not going to be a victory parade? What's going to happen? And the most inhuman of all, to say that, we didn't know inside the stadium what is happening outside the stadium. Do they not have cell
Shocking
phones?
excuse.
Everybody has cell phone. Everybody was posting on
that
their
is the
Insta pages.
That is the most
Continued
unbelievable.
celebration in spite of the tragedy is shocking.
Unbelievable insensitivity when you say, and you hide behind such a flimsy excuse because you think that the people are dumb. Not only do you treat them like dirt, but you also treat them as if they are dumb. We didn't know. We didn't know. Viewers, politicians are like spiders. They have a web. Even a small ripple, they figure out. They figure it out. And I want to ask tonight a few of the representatives who will speak here for the Bharatiya Janata Party and of course the Congress. But first the Congress really. The Congress needs to answer because Nikhil Jain, your Chief Minister who's speaking, says that we've given orders to arrest DNA representatives, RCB, etc. Where is his accountability? Where is his accountability, sir? Where is his Deputy Chief Minister's accountability who's standing there? I want you to see only those pictures tonight, viewers. I only want you to see those pictures where the Deputy Chief Minister is standing, grinning from year to year as if he has batted and won this IPL, while people are dying outside. And viewers, who they are surrounded by? Their own relatives. Their own relatives, their own chamchas, their own officers, they're all inside, while the public is outside being lathi charged. You think these people, Nikhil Jain, you think these people, you think these people are dirt?
Absolutely not, Rahul.
No, I think you do.
Absolutely not.
Why hasn't the Deputy Chief Minister was crying, accepting guilt? No. Why hasn't he stepped down? What was he doing there?
Let me tell you about accountability and how the Congress government is living up to it. First of all, let me make it very clear that this incident should not have happened. It's a failure of the government. There should have been better arrangements.
Where is the accountability? I know it's the failure of the government. It's apparent. They've admitted.
I'm coming to the part of accountability. Siddaramaiah in a press conference on the very same day admitted that this is a fault of the government, announced that a judicial inquiry would be set up.
Why hasn't he stepped down?
Why can't ask the Chief Minister to step down after
law and order, the state
subject.
Tell
me one single Chief Minister or
I don't care about any other Chief Minister. I'm asking you about the Congress.
Rahul, you'll have to tell me one single incident a Chief Minister has stepped down after a stampede. Did you ask Yogi Adityanath to step down after Mahabharata?
Excuse me. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
You did.
And I want to ask you a question. It was the Congress party's leadership.
Rahul,
excuse me, listen to me. Listen to me, sir. Please listen to me.
Rahul, you
the reason, Bengaluru police.
No, Chief has been shunted out.
One second. Let me ask you the question. You can only answer a question that I ask. So please allow me to ask. You are sitting 8 feet away from me, so please listen to me. Look, the Congress party constantly seeks the resignation of chief ministers and prime ministers. Isn't it true? Am I lying?
They do?
Yes, they do. Why do they do it? Because they believe that the accountability,
because
the buck
the government
must, one
tries
second,
to
so let
cover
me
up
finish.
things.
Because the buck stops right at the top, isn't it? So that's the reason they ask for accountability.
Now can I please answer?
So sir, if there are lapses, they have been confirmed, why doesn't the buck stop at the Chief Minister or the Deputy Chief Minister's desk?
Rahul,
because that's the standard the Congress expects.
Rahul, can I please answer now? Yes. So you said the Congress party asks for resignation every time something like that happens in a BJP ruled state. I think that's very correct. The difference is that in this particular case, on the very first day, the Chief Minister admitted that his government was at fault. A senior minister, Priyank Kharge, has come out and said better arrangements should have been in place. DK Shivkumar has given his share of clarifications. Ex-gratia compensation has been announced. A judicial inquiry has been set up, and nobody is trying to brush it under the rug. On the contrary, when in a particular case in February this year, I'm not going to name the state, I'm not going to name the party, just to keep it a little apolitical, when a
Mr.
similar
Jain,
incident happened,
Mr.
when a
Jain,
similar, or rather much
Mr.
grave
Jain,
incident happened in February,
how long are we
one
going to
chief
hear?
minister,
How long are we
Rahul,
going to
I'm
hear
answering
whataboutery?
why, Rahul, no,
I'm
I am
asking you a
not,
simple question.
I
You
am
can't
not
have one standard
there
for
is-
one set of
Rahul,
chief ministers and a completely other
Rahul,
standard for your own
no,
chief
no,
ministers,
Rahul,
can you?
I am not indulging in whataboutery. I'm answering on why does the Congress ask chief ministers to step down. The reason the Congress asks that is because some chief ministers try to curb such news.
Okay.
They lie about
So you
the
say they try to
figures.
cover up,
They say,
and the
yes.
cover up is worse than the tragedy. Let me bring in the BJP to respond to
cover-up
this.
is the
Cover up is
government
worse
saying
than the
we don't
tragedy.
care
He
about
says,
the tragedy, we only care about the
therefore, we
headlines.
want accountability to the point where we ask for the top job, for the person in the top job to quit. Please respond to that.
First of all, let me begin by extending my condolences to the people of Bengaluru in particular. A completely avoidable state-sponsored man-made disaster has occurred. And to keep the dignity of this debate, I will not interrupt anybody. I hope the same courtesy will be extended to me. And I also think that we should not allow this debate to degenerate into Tera Stampede versus Mera Stampede, your body count versus my body count, or in the lowest form of whataboutery. Rahul, in the interest of a debate where you put premium on facts and we have somebody like Smita Prakash, I want to just pose 7 or 8 questions that I have culled from the people before coming
just
here.
before you do
Yes.
that, I want to quickly update you
Yes.
on some facts. The government has decided to suspend the Bengaluru Police Commissioner, Additional Commissioner, ACP, DCP, Central and Cubbon Park Police Inspector. 3 IPS officers have been suspended. Commissioner, Additional Commissioner and DCP Central, all 3 are out.
Now, my
For the
questions will address exactly this point because this is like going for the low-hanging fruit, and let me explain through my questions why. Is the RCB a national team? Did it win a national event? No, it's at best a private team. Why such a hurry to organize this event within hours of them winning this competition, especially when the police had on record said that we want to do it on Sunday? Did the RCB take this decision? Did the police chief take this decision? No, it would have been the Home Minister and higher. Who's getting shunted out? You know who's getting shunted out. Secondly, isn't it huge incompetence that the crowd numbers were not anticipated? This is a function as much as of the intelligence division as it is of the politico-legal division. Thirdly, how many cops were there? And here's the cover-up, Rahul. Today your reporter very earnestly reported that the court has been affirmed that 1,500 cops were on duty, including Vidhan Sauda. What did Mr. Shiv Kumar tell us yesterday? And Smita will testify because ANI has reported it, 5,000. So who's lying? Who's covering up? When the stampede occurred at 3:30, Rahul, and I was watching the coverage at that point of time on CNN, you know the celebration went on. So bodies were falling, celebration was on. It is insensitive, and as you rightly put it, it wasn't humans that were killed, humanity was killed. 5, taking from your Twitter account, Rahul, where were the ambulances and medics? 6, complete mismanagement, and you know what it was done for? Photo ops. Did you see the Deputy CM and CM in what was a private event hogging the stage? And by the way, there was a visual shown there. The next visual is of this Deputy CM slapping a fan because he came in the way of a photo op. You also saw how DK Shivkumar was behaving with one of the victims, sitting down while she was addressing him. Anyways, the CM then comes up and indulges in whataboutery, as you've shown. Zameeruddin, a minister in the government, facilitates the VIP entry of his son and then goes for a wedding. Not a single post about this tragedy, and this is the insensitivity that is on display. Let me also give you one more example of it. Instead of attempting to fix accountability, what they do is that they come and give a clean sheet. What did DK Shivkumar said? I am not responsible, they are not responsible, the crowds are responsible. The crowds are responsible, sir. And by the way, just for my dear friend Nikhil, and I hope he won't interrupt me, there is no judicial commission or judicial probe, it is a magisterial probe. I don't think he understands the difference between the two, don't interrupt me. Finally, the HM, Mr. Parmeshwar, today in the morning has said that next time onwards he will take the police permission. The police was bypassed this time. Whose fault is it? And the RCB was tweeting around all day long, parade hai, free entry hai. What was the administration doing? And 2 kilometers away, this is the most important point. Smita, do you know although this falls under another police station area, there's a police station called the High Grounds Police Station. Syed would know because he stays in Bengaluru. The High Ground Police Station, which is 7 minutes away from the stadium, has only had one task: pursue and persecute journalists like Rahul Shivshankar. Their cops come all the way to Noida studio, but they couldn't reach the stadium. And therefore, Nikhil Jain, with all the humility at my display, should I applaud you for the accountability you've shown? Should I applaud you for the loss of lives? Should I applaud you for the great defense you've put? What should we do? We should take a 10 lakh rupee compensation and do what with it? 10 lakhs is going to get back the lives of Devanshi.
And let me
Is
also tell
Shivling
you,
coming back
here
with
are
the 10 lakhs?
here, viewers, is the High Court. Suo motu action it has taken. framed certain issues, seeks a status report. Look, viewers, the point of the matter is, if a political party reduces every tragedy to a point-scoring opportunity, it has to be asked these questions. This is not partisanship. This is, viewers, an attempt at ensuring, and let me tell you, ensuring in no uncertain terms accountability. Even the High Court is asking the same questions I'm asking. Are they also, viewers, partisan? No, they're not. The High Court is asking questions which are in the public interest. That's what journalists do. And let me read you some of these questions and tell me if I haven't asked these questions. When and who has taken the decision to hold the victory celebration in what manner? We've shown you the chronology, viewers. We told you that the police said we can't do it. So clearly this was done because there was one function at the Vidhan Sabha that has to be organized, not by RCB. RCB doesn't run the Vidhan Sabha, viewers. Who does? It's the state. Why were there two functions in any case? So that a whole bunch of MLAs from the Congress party can take credit? Can be in the same frame? So that in the next morning papers, they're stuck there right behind the champions. Viewers, what steps were taken to regulate the traffic? So law and order. What steps were taken to regulate public and crowd? This all comes not under RCB. RCB doesn't have police force, viewers. RCB doesn't have administration. They don't have mayors, etc., councillors, etc., who can actually arrange these things. No. It's the state. What medical and other facilities were arranged at the venue? Zero, viewers. You saw that and I showed you. Look at those pictures of people being taken as if they are gunny sacks. That poor young person is fainting. His life is hanging by a thread and he's being taken 100 meters to the front gate to be put in a private vehicle to be rushed to hospital because there are no ambulances, there are no first aid responders. I had made this clear yesterday. Viewers, same question we asked yesterday. Any assessment was made in advance on the number of people who may be present at the time of the celebrations? Yes, it was, viewers. As a matter of fact, the police said, judging by what happened the previous night, the celebration is going to be a gargantuan number. And already in the morning at 9:30, they knew that the ridership figures of the metro were very high, record ridership. So they knew that a lot of people were going to come into the center of the city to be here. Yet, viewers, they allowed for a cavalcade, for a procession, for a parade between the Vidhan Sabha and the stadium. Naturally, viewers, people crowded around that area. And so, Mr. Jain, what are you talking about when you come to accountability? Who has taken these decisions? The police has not taken these decisions. Who has taken them?
Rahul, let me answer on all the 6 or 7 pertinent questions that have been raised by my friend Shahzad.
I only asked you one. Please.
Accountability.
It's not Shahzad who's asking the question, it's Rahul Shivshankar who's asking the question, so I'm asking you. Yes, you put your hands up. Am I supposed to clap? That you're being honest? Am I supposed to clap that you're being honest? So I'm asking
Rahul,
you, sir. So I'm asking you, Mr. Jain. I'm asking you, Mr. Jain, very simply. Yes, you admit it, but these lapses have not happened at the level of the police. Those are the people who are being suspended. This has happened higher up. Why aren't those people being suspended? It's a simple question.
Rahul, in a commissionerate system like Bangalore, the police commissioner is the person who's in charge for all of this. I don't understand how Shahzad can call sacking or suspending the police commissioner as a low-hanging fruit. What do you want? You want the chief minister of a state of crores of people to resign every single time an incident like this happens.
This is what these people ask for every single time.
No. The reason the Congress...
their excuses are genuine. Is that a fact? Is that a fact?
No.
Let me tell you. At the Mahakumbh, 1 second. At the Mahakumbh... Okay, now you're going to shout again, sir. I'm answering your own question. Because I'm calling out your... Sir, I'm fact-checking you. I'll tell you. Viewers, Mahakumbh, Stampede happens. 24 or more people die. And Yogi Adityanath
said
appoints
both
a
wanted
judicial...
a major incident.
One second.
Yogi Adityanath said both wanted a major incident.
Sir, one
with reference to opposition.
Allow me, sir, please.
But you will also have to speak.
Allow me. He instituted a judicial inquiry.
That's right.
Within hours.
And Supreme Court
And he
monitored.
tried
And
to
it
cover up
was
the
the Supreme
news.
Court.
No,
And he
hang
tried
on.
to cover up the news. I'll show you a statement.
What do you think? What do you think Mr. Chief Minister here
No,
is
no,
doing
Aditya,
by saying
I
it's the
will show you a
RCB, it's the
statement.
police, it's so and so, but not us? The people who actually organized this event are going free, viewers.
Three ministers
are
in the
going free.
Karnataka government,
One second,
including
Mr.
the Chief
Abbas,
Minister,
Mr.
have
Abbas,
agreed
you
to
tell
it.
me one thing. Mr. Abbas, let me bring him, Sayyid Abbas, and of course there is the Samajwadi Party also, who must be asked questions. Faizan Kidwai is there. So, Mr. Abbas, I have to ask you a very simple question tonight. You said yesterday that yes, there have been lapses. Now it turns out, and the chronology is quite clear, that the police are being scapegoated because they never even gave permission. So the decision was taken at higher levels, which was by the political establishment, especially when it came to organize a felicitation at the Vidhan Sabha. It's certainly not the police's decision. So how did the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister think they're, or even the Home Minister think they're above account? Simple question to you.
Rahul Saab, there is power. If there is power, power begets power, and there needs to be responsibility. There needs to be equal accountability. There is no two ways about it.
Well said.
The fact of the matter, let me speak to you today, not as a political analyst, but as a Bangalorean. I will not be true to my salt, being a Kannadiga, a proud Indian, if I do not speak the truth. The fact is, those who are responsible, heads must roll. Resignations must come in. As a matter of fact, Police Bangalore Chief is out. Additional Commissioner of Police is out. The DCP is out. Police Inspector is out. As a matter of fact, my friend Shahzad is right on the facts. Kaban Park Police Station limits, the jurisdiction comes in. Chinnaswamy Stadium, Queens Road, MG Road, Brigade Road, all of that. 11 people are died and people are responsible. And those people who are responsible must come through. 15 days ultimatum submitted by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah.
Yet, let me one second. Let me show you that three window once again. 1 second, let me show you that three window. I'm glad. I'm really happy, Mr. Abbas, that you are today speaking like a Bangalorean first. And this, I feel, is a great turning point, viewers. Because when the right questions are asked, accountability will be affixed and responsibility will be affixed. Now, hang on. I want you to see this graphic, viewers. There are three leaders. Siddaramaiah, there's DKS, DK Shiv Kumar, the Deputy Chief Minister, and there is the Home Minister. We didn't organize it. Our duty was to give security. So you failed. And yes, you organized it. You were very much part of the decision-making process. If you had just said, I'm sorry, it's not possible, do you think the KCA would have gone out there and done this? Do you think RCB would have had the guts to go ahead with their so-called victory lap from Vidhan Sabha to the Chinnaswamy? Say, no. Won't blame the police. Crowd was uncontrollable. The man in the middle of your screen says, I won't blame the police. Who is taking? This is the answer to Mr. Jain. He says, oh, they're not low-hanging fruit. But DKS yesterday said very clearly, I won't blame the police. So why are only police heads rolling? Who are you going to blame?
People have died.
Look at the contradiction, viewers. Look at to save their skins. They will find the nearest scapegoat and hang them. And the people who are being punished here, viewers, are the ones who can't speak up. Because they're appointed. RCB and
18 years we Bangaloreans have waited for the RCB trophy. But let me tell you, 11 lives lost is not worth the trophy.
Not worth the trophy. Not worth the trophy. And no RCB player has gone to even visit any of those who are either recuperating in hospital or their parents who are grieving. Not one. Not one.
And that
Do you know how much money they make of the IPL, viewers? They're set up for life.
The same reason why they deserve to be booked.
And who gets them that money? It's the fan.
FIR
RCB, KCA wanted event. We said we would facilitate. You said you would facilitate. You failed to facilitate. People are dead and you don't want to take action.
I'll make a very profound statement.
Just
I'm
one
sure
line,
Smitaji will agree with
just
me.
one line.
Just 10 seconds.
Yes,
Rahul Saab,
please.
10 seconds.
Just one line. Just one line, Rahul.
Yeah.
May I just have
10
one line?
seconds,
Yeah.
please.
Syed, you can
Shahzad,
then answer in consolidation. Just one line. Rahul, please correct me. Did the police organize this program at Vidhan Sabha?
No.
Was the police commissioner along with Virat Kohli at the stadium, or it was the CM, Deputy CM? And when the deaths took place, the celebrations continued thanks to the police inside?
Can
So
I
now the police are being sacked.
I just showed you. Why do you think I showed you the reaction of the Deputy Chief Minister yesterday who gave the police a clean sheet? He said, we have the best police. What is happening? What is happening, viewers? It's happening live. Yes, Mr. Abbas, very quickly make your point. I want to bring in Faizan Kidwai.
Shankar Saab, I'm sure Shehzad and Smitaji, who follows politics, has followed this. It's a very profound statement I'm making here. Siddaramaiah ji, the Honorable Chief Minister from Vidhana Saudha, chose to go to Bowring Hospital. And where did the Deputy Chief Minister go? Read between the lines, sir. What is happening
That's
here?
right.
Read between the
That's
lines.
right. That's right. That's right. So the Congress was extremely happy to be chasing headlines. The Deputy Chief Minister wanted to be there in that photo op. Forgot even his primary responsibility, which was to go to the hospital like the Chief Minister did. Now you can try and paint one worse than the other or better than the other. I'm not getting into that, viewers. That's not my call. My call is the Deputy Chief Minister yesterday said the police are not responsible because he knew that they had not given any permissions and that the liability lies with the elected officials. And today those elected officials are looking the other way, viewers, finding scapegoats, pulling them out of every little tank and tub to punish, to hang by the lamppost so they can save their own skin. Isn't that what's happening, Faizan Kidwai? Isn't that what's happening?
Rahul, first of all, I'll start by offering my condolences to the bereaved families, and I wish the injured a very speedy recovery. And yes, I don't want to do politics here, but unfortunately, this is what Bharatiya Janata Party has been doing. If you see when RCB team management announced a victory parade, the Karnataka traffic police said no, there can't be any victory parade because they were fearing there'll be some law and order situation, which unfortunately happened. At that time, BJP latched on to it. They wanted to do politics. They tweet and accuse Congress party of insulting the team by not by cancelling the victory parade. And once this unfortunate incident happened, what did BJP do? It deleted the tweet and now it's doing politics on dead bodies. This is what BJP does. This is what BJP is known for.
Faizan, who posted that tweet?
Please let me complete.
Why don't you name the person who posted that tweet?
Let me.
Please name the name and shame, sir.
I didn't interject.
Sir, name and shame. Why don't you name and shame?
Because Rahul.
Sir, you made an allegation at my party. Why don't you name and shame?
Anybody who's responsible, heads should roll, and not only the state government and RCB management should be held responsible. The BCCI under Mr. Jay Shah, which is the governing authority of IPL, they should also be held accountable and responsible for failing to ensure that safety protocols were followed.
You can hold the Punjab team for losing also accountable. Punjab lost, therefore Bengaluru won, and therefore the event happened. You can hold anybody responsible except the Chief Minister.
Was doing when Samajwadi and the grieving families around just this point. Let me make this point. At least these people are better than Mr. Adityanath. When grieving families wanted accountability from Yogi Sarkar, what he said.
Viewers, look at this. This is not the time. This is not the time. And the reason I was trying to explain to you, look at these insensitive political hacks, viewers. They are only indulging in whataboutery. For them, this is an attempt to try and now damage control. Let's throw the keychair all over the place. Let's tar everyone with the same brush so that we look better. We look best. See, this is what happens, viewers. When you point a finger at somebody else, 5 point back at you. Those that live in glass houses. And let me tell you, viewers, the BJP wanted a parade. Every Bangalorean wanted a parade, but they didn't want a parade of tragedy. They wanted a parade of victory. And that could have been organized not 1 day, not 2 days, but maybe 3 days later. Proper cordon sanitaire. After all, Bombay has done it. Mumbai had a parade. They had a massive parade.
Yeah.
We have had parades for World Cup winning teams. They have happened without incident. It just comes down to ensuring that you have the right facilities in place. And what has been said, viewers, once again, I leave you with these 3 sound bites, these 3 quotes. One of Mr. Siddaramaiah, one of DKS, Shivakumar, one of the Home Minister of the state. We didn't organize it. Our duty was to give security. Our duty, so he accepts. And it is the security that has created the problem, the tragedy, viewers, the lack of it. So you fail there. Number 2, won't blame the police, crowd was uncontrollable. But the police is being punished, viewers, in an irony of ironies. And 3, RCB and KSCA wanted event, we said we would facilitate. You failed to facilitate. But you're exempt. Now think about that, viewers. And then think about the money that they want to throw. 25 lakhs, 10 lakhs, this lakhs, that lakhs. The price of a human life, viewers. In fact, the price, exactly, the price for atonement, viewers, in this country is so low. Can you believe it? They want to buy immunity by throwing in a few lakhs here and there. Viewers, these politicians, they earn crores. They have benevolence funds. state governments and they can't open those funds, viewers. There's no price on life. There's a price today on the heads of those who have betrayed the fans. And I want to move on, viewers, tonight, because I want to talk about a related issue. This is about politics, brass tacks politics, which has gone to the point where the smallest quarter is taken just to look good, irrespective of who's paying the price. The country, the fans in the previous story, the country in this particular, the armed forces in this particular instance. The Congress today has gone into overdrive. Pretty much every Congress handle is putting out memes spun around the theme Narendra surrender. From poster caricatures, as you can see to the right of your screens, to a hat worn by Mr. Trump, Narendra surrender. Now many experts have remarked that Rahul Gandhi's repeated use of the jibe Narendra surrender is not just politically misplaced, it is deeply disrespectful to the Indian armed forces and dismissive of the national resolve to combat terrorism. The experts who are saying that are from within the Congress party. Manish Tiwari, Salman Khurshid, Dr. Tharoor. In the wake of the Pahalgam terror attack, Operation Sindoor was swiftly launched to punish those behind Pakistan-sponsored violence. You know that, you saw it. Reaffirming that Modi government has zero tolerance stance towards terror. Yet instead of standing with the forces or acknowledging India's strategic response, Rahul Gandhi has chosen to mock a move that weakens national morale and emboldens adversaries. In fact, as if on cue, the Pakistan state has echoed Rahul's line. This is what the Pakistani media is saying. Viewers, it is quoting Rahul's claim. Jio TV, India's opposition leader slams Modi for surrendering. ISPR shows video of Rahul and Satyapal Malik during their briefing. There you can see it, viewers. Congress posts headless image of Prime Minister. Former Pak Minister shares it. There. It's almost as if they're working in tandem. I hate to use this word, but it's become common currency now, OGW. Has the Congress party become OGW for Pakistan's propaganda in this country? The irony is that Rahul Gandhi is continuing with this meme fest despite the fact that top leaders from his own party have fact-checked the Congress. Manish Tiwari says talking to both countries doesn't mean mediation. So where is the question of surrender, viewers? Shashi Tharoor says we don't need persuasion because we didn't want war. So we told the Pakistanis, he went on to say, we told the Pakistanis that the moment you stop it, we will stop it. When the Pakistanis came and approached us, we took it on board. That's what Mr. Tharoor has said, quote unquote. Please check him. Salman Khurshid, Pakistan DGMO, called Indian counterparts and said, let's stop the war. Even the courts have recently ticked off Rahul Gandhi. The Allahabad High Court has told the Congress scion that enough is enough. He can't misuse his freedom of speech to undermine the forces and their valor. And that's exactly what is happening through this campaign. Because it's Pakistan that is amplifying it. What did Rahul say, viewers? Chinese soldiers are beating up Indian army personnel in Arunachal, he said. Was he there? No. And what does the Allahabad High Court say? That free speech doesn't extend to making defamatory remarks, unquote. And in fact, viewers, the case is being kept alive against Mr. Gandhi. So even the courts are finding fault now with this line. Worse, the Congress seems to have forgotten the times when it could also be accused of surrendering to the adversary. And I'm going to run you through very quickly through a few facts. And facts, viewers, I always bring to the table here so that you can get closer to the truth. 1947, Pakistan-backed tribesmen invaded, delayed and hesitant military action allowed Pakistan to occupy J&K. No one took it back. We went running to the United Nations that formalized the LOC. 1950s to 62, lost Aksai Chin to China. Nehru ignored intel, didn't even confront China on construction of the road in Aksai Chin, viewers. India refused to accept American help to possibly retake Aksai Chin from China. 1962, Sino-Indian War. After fall of Bombdilla, Nehru's speech interrupted as conceding region. Nehru said, quote, our countrymen in Assam to whom our hearts go out. 1965, Haji Pir Pass. India returned the militarily and strategically important Haji Pir Pass to Pakistan. Why, viewers? For what reason? 1972, Shimla Accord. Congress return all Pak prisoners and land without securing a final written settlement on Kashmir. They didn't even secure the Indians who were lodged in Pakistani prisons. The Indian delegation in the United States to drum up support for India in the fight against terror from Pakistan. The delegation has met with US Vice President J.D. Vance. We are being told of all of this, viewers. The meeting lasted about 30 minutes. Talking on behalf of the delegation was done by Dr. Tharoor. Dr. Tharoor, mind you, viewers, of the Congress party. India's delegation drove home the point about the situation that led up to the Operation Sindoor and why such an act was important. India also explained that their action would be the same every time Pakistan tried to bleed India. India stressed that Operation Sindoor was not on halt and not over. It purely was dependent on how Pakistan behaved. Vance has assured India of the strong support of the US in their fight against terrorism. Vance also said, delegation, that it was India's right to protect its territory. Payal Mehta is here with us. Payal Mehta, very quickly give us an update on this, and I want to bring in Shahzad Poonawalla and the others right after that. Yes.
Yes, Rahul, my sources in the delegation who in fact just finished that meeting with Mr. Vance was able to tell me that it was a very, very good meeting that they had. It was confirmed this morning, but it was ample time that they were able to in fact speak to the Vice President, tell them what really Operation Sindoor was about. The fact that India had the right to respond and India's strikes were only precise. Rahul, we did not attack civilians the way rogue nation Pakistan really did. That was again something which was stressed upon very, very importantly. The US Vice President had a bit of a question to ask the Indian delegation on, what really happened and why was this whole bogey there about the nuclear action was concerned. India very clearly said that they believe in the principles that they have, they believe in the policies that they follow, and India has not done any nuclear strike, and this was traditional warfare which followed between India and Pakistan, and that is the way it's going to be. So obviously the Americans were probably a little confused with the kind of social media propaganda that Pakistan was trying to run, but that was not true. India has been assured by the US that they stand shoulder to shoulder with them in their fight against terrorism, and it is India's right to respond to any provocation against them. So big development coming to the fore. Shashi Tharoor's delegation leaves from the US, on Saturday morning, and they're going to have just one more round of meeting, but most of the meetings have been done. They've had two big opportunities on this trip. One is, of course, to change the narrative as far as Colombia is concerned, and over here getting this big meeting with Mr. Vance, when the Pakistanis were left high and dry because they were also here. They tried to blame India for multiple things, but there were no takers for.
So India was prioritized. So India was prioritized, and that team, viewers, doing yeoman service to the nation, being led by a congressperson, who the Congress objected to be chosen. They said, don't send him. We are going to name our own. And they made a whole big issue of it, viewers. Thank you, Payal. Thank you very much for that update. Viewers, let's open this up. The Congress had a problem with a person who is today securing them a high-level contact through the Indian government, articulating India's position, doing a fantastic job of defending and speaking up to the Americans. They had a problem with sending that person. Why, viewers? Why would you not want to send your best face, the strongest face who could serve? Even the Congress under Indira sent Vajpayee. But no, viewers, the Congress under the Gandhis, the current crop of Gandhis, the Rahul Gandhis, etc., don't want to send the best person available to do the job. Why? Do they want India to look bad? Shyam Prasad Meka, I want to ask you this question. Is Tharoor wrong? Is Khurshid wrong? Is Manish Tiwari wrong? Or is Pawan Khera right? And Jairam Ramesh right? Who's right? Is Tharoor wrong? Is he cheating the world? Is he lying to the people by lying to all these dignitaries that he's meeting, the Vice President, etc., that India did not ask for a ceasefire? Is he a liar, Mr. Meka?
Rahul, I'm glad to note your newfound love for Tharoor and Salman Khurshid and all that.
Mr. Salman Khurshid, hello, 1 second, Mr. Meka, wake up, okay? He reviewed my book. Do you understand that? I don't have any newfound love. I have respect for people who have intelligence. I don't have respect for daffs. Let me tell you this, Mr. Meka. So don't talk nonsense on this show. Get your facts right. I'm above reproach. You understand? I have supported Mr. Tharoor longer than your party has supported him. The only time I expected accountability was in a personal matter of his, and you know that scandal. So don't today sit here and give me a lecture. I'm asking you, who is right? Is Tharoor right? Is Tharoor right? Is Tharoor right? Or Pawan Verma right? Who am I to believe?
Okay.
You don't make false accusations against me, Mr. Meka. Don't ever make false accusations against me. Don't make sarcastic remarks. I didn't make any sarcastic remarks against you. I wasn't rude. Why should you? Who gives you the right?
If you don't have the courage to sit through a sarcastic remark,
I will not take your propaganda. Back it up with facts. Now, Mr. Meka, I'm asking you a question.
Why will I take your
I don't want to get into a slanging match, sir, with you respectfully. So I'm asking you the question. Who is a country to believe? Who is a country? You don't cross the line with me, please, and I will speak with you very respectfully. If you cross the line with me, I will give it back as I got. Please. Let's have a respect.
Same from here.
Great, good. So now that is settled. Now I want to ask you, who should we believe? Which of the two people should we believe? Mr. Tharoor, or let me ask you this question. Mr. Pawan Khera, who should I believe as an Indian?
As an Indian, I would believe the information that comes from our government.
From your government?
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe what the BJP's government is saying at the center.
It's not
right?
BJP or anything. It is
the BJP government at the center, right?
Yeah, it's
Have
Indian government.
It is a BJP NDA government, right?
Of course.
So you're saying we should believe the BJP NDA government. So I want to ask you,
government, it's Indian
then
government,
why
right?
then why is Mr. Khera choosing to spread lies?
What lies?
He's saying that Modi surrendered. Modi did not surrender. The government says the EAM says the EAM has come out and said that we didn't surrender. Tharoor has said that we didn't surrender. He's representing the government of India today. Yes.
That's an opinion that is there in large number of Indians.
Okay.
That's what Pawan Khera has voiced.
Okay.
What is the problem in it?
So opinions matter, not the facts anymore, viewers. As I was telling you in the very beginning of this show, and I'll read out that line again, and I want to bring in Shahzad Poonawalla on this. Congress today has gone... No, 1 second, viewers. I want you to listen to this, because I had made this a point. Blinded by their hatred for Modi and their lust for power, the Congress has reduced Indian politics to a zero-sum game. That's how I started this debate. That thread continues. Shahzad Poonawalla, he says, believe the government.
Forget what the government is saying. Even when the DGMO announced that the Pakistani DGMO called us after getting a hammering, did they believe? Did they believe when the surgical strike was announced by the DGMO? Did they believe when the Air Force Chief announced the Balakot airstrikes? They announced and aroused questions at that point of time also. Now today there are two factions in Congress. One is the Triple R, Ramesh, Revant and Rahul faction, and then there is SMS. Salman, Manish and Shashi Tharoor. And because SMS puts national interest above parivarik interest, Desh Hit above Dalit, these people have made them persona non grata. Whether Rahul has love for Salman, Manish and Shashi is not the question. The question is why have you made your own MPs persona non grata? Because they put Bharat first, not Parivar first. Secondly, please tell me surrender. So are you saying that the Indian armed forces, and this is how they undermine our Operation Sindoor? They said it should put. They said thodi si activity. They said that the all-party delegation were like terrorists. Now this is not something new. They have done this even in the past. Sadak ka gunda for the army chief. Now finally, I just have two sets of questions to ask. One is that time and again, why do you stand with the Pakistani narrative? And this is not for the first time. At the time when the Pakistani dossiers actually said that not 19 but 28 sites have been hit. Shahbaz has been begging that yes, we were hit before Fajr ki namaz. At that time, even more Pakistani than the Pakistanis themselves is Rahul Gandhi, who by the way has said that the 370 position of Pakistan is correct, who blamed Hindutva for 2611, who said surgical strike was Khoon ki dalali. And today I just have one more question. You know what is surrender? Surrender is when you go foreign soil and you say that I want India to be intervened into by US and UK because they are great democracies. Surrender is when you take Kashmir on a platter and give it for plebiscite in 1948. The surrender is when nuclear test is not done in 94 because there is American pressure, and in 71 you give up 93,000 prisoners of war without taking back POK or without taking back anything in return. That is called surrender. Sir, your entire family's calendar is full of surrender. Therefore, Rahul Gandhi is a blunder. And even Mr. Tharoor knows that he's Pakistan's boy wonder.
Okay. Mr. Kidwai, respond. Congress list of surrenders. Does the Congress even have the authority tonight, the moral authority, to talk about surrender of our forces in this circumstance? Sir.
See, Rahul, we all wanted our armed forces to get inside Pakistan and destroy their terror factories and decimate them once and for all. But unfortunately, Mr. Modi asked for a ceasefire. The ceasefire suddenly happened. So all of us were worried that why such a thing is happening. You just see the current situation as Shehzad is very fond of acronyms. He talks about SMS. So another acronym will be JAM, Bharatiya Janata Party ka JAM. Jai Shankar, Amit and Modi, their collective incompetence and arrogance has failed India diplomatically today.
Mr.
Our core
Kidwai,
partners have totally alienated
then
us.
explain to me,
Sir,
why is Mr.
may-
Tharoor... No, you are saying that, you see, we surrendered. Mr. Tharoor says we didn't surrender. We didn't agree to any ceasefire.
So
So is he a liar?
There's a ceasefire that has happened.
Is Tharoor a
This
liar?
what we
Is
call-
Salman
I've
Khurshid...
heard what
Excuse me,
Mr. Misri has said.
excuse me, sir.
When
Please.
Mr.
the
Misri
point
says
of-
that
no, one
everything
second,
from
sir.
both sides has
Sir,
been put on hold.
Faizan Saab,
There'll be no exchange.
Faizan
Ji,
Saab,
sir.
Faizan Saab.
Ji, sir.
The
Ji,
question
sir.
is not that. You are confusing issues deliberately. No one is doubting there has been a ceasefire. It is first of all a temporary halt of cessation
That's a
of
ceasefire. You can
hostilities.
call
No,
it a temporary
yes, you
ceasefire, but
can call it
ceasefire is a
whatever. I don't
ceasefire.
want to... One second,
Yeah.
sir. One second. The charge is that Trump called up Modi and said, surrender Modi. And Modi said, Ji Hazur. Please see the charge. Please see. You know that this is not... If this is not the fact, then is the Congress lying? And why is it lying? And why are you abetting that lies as an ally of the Congress? Please let's put that out.
Sir,
Let's not keep...
Rahul,
PM
these
got
are
a call
jibes.
from Trump. Trump did
Rahul,
not
these
even
are
speak.
jibes that- these are
Trump did
jibes
not
that
even
political
speak.
parties take at
Hello,
each other.
Trump did not
BJP
even
says-
speak. Oh, so it's okay to play politics, he says, casually over national security issues. Your party does this all the
Trump
time
called
with
and
each
this
other.
is a way
Can you believe it,
Mr.
viewers?
Gandhi was playing with words.
Now,
Mr. Trump
viewers.
called, Trump is constantly saying this.
No,
Trump is
he never
constantly
said
saying
that he
this,
spoke. He never said that he spoke
Trump
to
has
Modi.
said on several
He never
occasions
said
that
he
it's
spoke
because
to
of
Modi.
him
One
that
minute.
India and
Let me
Pakistan
bring
have
in. Let me
agreed
bring
for a
in.
ceasefire.
Let me bring
Trump
in.
also said it's a
let me
1,000-year war, by the way.
Yeah, well, Trump said a lot of things because Trump doesn't
Including
know.
Ukraine,
So
Russia.
Krishna Hegde,
So you
let me
don't
bring you
believe
in.
Trump?
Krishna Hegde, let
No,
me ask
I
you.
believe
don't
my DGMO.
I never believe
We believe
Trump.
our DGMO.
I don't believe
So
Trump.
We are not believing foreigners.
I'm not an American
When the
citizen.
CS
I'm not
CBS
expected
has
to
said,
believe Trump.
you
And even
believe
if I
in
was
the
an
CBS
American
has
citizen,
said
50% of them
that
don't
we
believe
suffered
Trump.
initial,
Anyhow,
losses.
you believe Trump, sir. Go get your passport from Mr. Trump and live there. No problems. Vote, become a
very
mega
good,
base
very
supporter, etc. One second, Krishna Hegde. I want to ask you a question. Mr. Hegde, what do you make of the charge that Rahul Gandhi has put forth here? That Trump called Modi, Modi ko bola, surrender Modi, and Modi surrendered. Ji Hazur, what do you make of this charge, sir?
Rahul, I'd like to tell you one thing, that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, whether he is in India or whether he is abroad, is only trying to insult the country and defame the country even on an international platform. And moreover, I'll tell you that not only is he insulting the country, but he is also insulting the Indian armed forces, which I think is extremely sad. And this is not done by the Congress once, but they have done it earlier.
But
also
Mr.
during
Hegde,
the
what would he
Balakot
gain
exercise.
by insulting the country? Can you explain to the viewers? What would he gain?
What he is going to gain, I don't know, but possibly the Congress party want to contest elections in Pakistan because they have no scope in India, and therefore they are
Well, let's not. I mean, let's. I mean, that is
no, they
obviously
are
not the case.
insulting-
Just
That is
one
obviously
line.
not the case. Yes.
Just very one
Yeah,
line,
because
very
they have
quickly.
no scope
Yeah.
here. They are absolutely the way they are.
Just
the way
very
they are
quickly,
defaming
one line.
India
Since
and echoing
I've
the
seen it
voice
all
of
on your show,
Pakistan,
Rahul.
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
absolutely no
Just one-
voice here.
Okay,
Just
one
one
thing.
very quick line.
One fact is being pulled
I
out
never
from
knew
somewhere.
that
Is it
I
a
would
fact?
see a day when a Samajwadi would be believing in Trump, but Trump also said Islam hates us. So you buy everything Trump says, Mr. Kidwai?
So Rahul, you should let me
No,
complete
no,
my
that part you don't believe. Islam hates
let
us,
In fact,
is
viewers,
not believe.
in fact,
Let
viewers,
me
today,
respond.
Mr.
Let me
Trump
respond.
announced that he will not allow citizens from a majority of Muslim-ruled
nations.
countries to come.
Yeah.
To study,
See,
students
the
from
problem
there.
here
So he
is
hates
you can't
Muslims,
just
and Mr.
quote
Kidwai
whatever
said
Trump
that
has
me.
said.
No, you
sir,
can't quote.
no,
You have
you
to
have to
cherry
allow
pick
him
what
to
Trump
quote
says
his
because
mind.
Trump one day
Let's
talks the
not
truth
tolerate
and
with
odd,
America.
उनका odd, no, उनका odd even
don't
होता है.
trust them.
उनका odd
Let's
even
not
होता है,
tolerate
isn't
with
it?
America
Odd
now,
even
because
होता है.
we don't
कभी
trust
कुछ
them.
कह देते हैं. Anyhow, viewers, I just want to leave you. I want to leave you with this soundbite. I want to leave you with this soundbite. Look at the look on Rahul Gandhi's face, viewers. I want you to pay attention to that. I'll just leave you with that. I wrap out of this show. Yes.
उधर से ट्रंप ने एक इशारा किया, फोन उठाया, कहा मोदी जी क्या कर रहे हो? नरेंद्र सरेंडर. और जी हजूर करके नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने ट्रंप के इशारे का पालन किया।
Presented by This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Checks at major Indian airports. Concerns have been raised over the airline's adherence to international and domestic aviation standards. Inspections took place in Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi and Bengaluru. These inspections found that cargo classified as dangerous goods did not have the required permissions from the DGCA for transportation of explosives to and from India. These permissions were neither attached nor referenced in the Dangerous Goods Declaration, which is a significant lapse that was identified at the Bengaluru airport, where the marshaller responsible to guide the aircraft during taxiing was found untrained. Civil Aviation Ministry has now asked Turkish Airlines to address these findings promptly and ensure full compliance with standards and recommendation practices. Anvit now joins us, getting us more details. Anvit, what does this mean for the future of the airlines? Is there any response coming in from Turkish Airlines to these queries that have been raised by the DGCA?
See, no response as such, but the DGCA guidelines are very strict when it comes to dangerous goods, which has recently been found on the Turkish planes that had landed at the four of the airports in Delhi, major airports in India. And the guidelines very clearly say that the laid down procedures, they should determine that as far as possible that the associated documentation of the aircraft that is carrying such goods should meet all norms. It has been found that the goods, that undeclared dangerous goods that was on board one of the Turkish Airlines plane, that had not been declared, and it had not been, the competent authorities had not been informed about it. In fact, one of the violations, grave violations, is also that the marshaller competency. Marshalers are basically staff who guide the plane when it is on ground. Their job is to safely and efficiently guide an aircraft when it is grounded. And it was also found at the Bengaluru airport that the marshaller handling ground operations, they lack proper authorization and valid competency for marshalling functions. And in fact, if we talk about the Hyderabad and airport, at both Hyderabad and Bengaluru airport, where Globe Grounds India was providing ground services, it was also found that without formal handover from Celebi, against which the Indian government had recently taken action, it was found that no service level agreement, that is SLA, was in place between Turkish Airlines and its ground handling agent. So these are grave violations that have been noticed in a surprise inspection that was carried out by DGCA between 29th May and 2 June. And this was safety oversight and RAP inspection that was conducted at 4 airports: Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai and Bengaluru. And some grave violations have come before, against which Turkish Airlines officially has not commented so far, but these are important in the wake of the recent comment that Turkey had made, supporting barbaric attacks in Pahalgam, and also the aftermath thereafter that had happened, that tourists from India had, boycotted traveling to Turkey. Then Celebi's contract was also terminated. So following that, it certainly is an important development as far as India-Turkey relations are concerned.
Right, Anvit, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that front. Checks at major Indian airports. Concerns have been raised over the airline's adherence to international and domestic aviation standards. Inspections took place in Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi and Bengaluru. These inspections found that cargo classified as dangerous goods did not have the required permissions from the DGCA for transportation of explosives to and from India. These permissions were neither attached nor referenced in the Dangerous Goods Declaration, which is a significant lapse that was identified at the Bengaluru airport, where the marshaller responsible to guide the aircraft during taxiing was found untrained. Civil Aviation Ministry has now asked Turkish Airlines to address these findings promptly and ensure full compliance with standards and recommendation practices. Anvit now joins us, getting us more details. Anvit, what does this mean for the future of the airlines? Is there any response coming in from Turkish Airlines to these queries that have been raised by the DGCA?
See, no response as such, but the DGCA guidelines are very strict when it comes to dangerous goods, which has recently been found on the Turkish planes that had landed at the 4 of the airports in Delhi, major airports in India. And the guidelines very clearly say that the laid down procedures, they should determine that as far as possible that the associated documentation of the aircraft that is carrying such goods should meet all norms. It has been found that the goods, that undeclared dangerous goods that was on board one of the Turkish Airlines plane, that had not been declared, and it had not been, the competent authorities had not been informed about it. In fact, one of the violations, grave violations, is also that the marshaller competency. Marshallers are basically staff who guide the plane when it is on ground. Their job is to safely and efficiently guide an aircraft when it is grounded. And it was also found at the Bengaluru airport that the marshaller handling ground operations, they lack proper authorization and valid competency for marshalling functions. And in fact, if we talk about the Hyderabad.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. Donald Trump's travel curbs are back. He is banning citizens of 12 countries from visiting the United States. His reason? Apparently national security. This is the same policy that drew worldwide condemnation in his first term. So why has Trump brought it back? Which countries are on his list? And what are the exemptions? We'll bring you a full report. In other news, Donald Trump spoke to Vladimir Putin. The call came after this week's drone strikes on Russia. Putin has warned Ukraine that a response is coming. Will Chinese weapons be used against Kiev? We look at how China is arming Russia against Ukraine's drones. Also how India plans to build Rafale fighters at home. What are dark patterns online and how to avoid them? What is inside Donald Trump's phone? Why India-Bangladesh tensions are rising along the border? Why sustainability makes sense for businesses and the economy? And why modern wars now come with video proof. Like they say, if it's not on social media, it did not happen. We'll discuss why countries now feel the need to show and tell. But first, the headlines. US President Donald Trump spoke with China's Xi Jinping today. The call comes as trade